Hi everybody, it's Dan here. Today I'd like to make a video about a mistake I see almost all influencers make and all people that talk about obesity. And if you hear people talk about this kind of thing, they don't know what they're talking about. And I'll tell you why. Because here's what most people don't understand about science, evolution, and health, okay? You can't, this is absolutely true. You cannot fool or trick your metabolism. You just can't. People don't understand how metabolism is the real thing that regulates your body fat percentage. Everything about you is regulated by genes and biological processes and metabolism. Everything is how your body runs is like a operating system. Your metabolism is kind of like your operating system for your body. What it does is it controls everything. Everything about you is controlled, has a set point. Your height, your weight, your sex, your eye color, hair color, muscle tone, how much fat you naturally carry. Everything is set by set points, and that's genetics. That's something that all animals have. And what people don't understand about your metabolism is perfectly designed to keep your body fat percentage at the right percentage to keep you perfectly healthy. Most people don't understand this. They think that you gain weight because you're a lazy pig, and that's because people have been indoctrinated into this nonsense about calories in and calories out, and saying, well, the reason why people are so fat is because they just can't control their appetite. They just eat too much. Okay, yeah, we know that people eat too much, but the real question is, why are we eating too much? Just explaining that people eat too much. We know this because everyone's fat. We're eating too much, but there's a reason why we're eating too much. Why is that? It's because our hunger is extremely high. Our appetites have grown very large for some reason. And what controls your appetite? Your metabolism does. Your software system, your internal operating software system, which is your metabolism, which controls all your biological processes, causes you to eat your hunger to go up to whatever it is, so you gain weight. And whatever weight you are, how much you weigh is, say you're 300 pounds. Well, you're 300 pounds because your metabolism wants you to be 300 pounds. And the key to understanding how to lose weight is not to try to trick your metabolism into having you lose weight. If you do that by dieting or taking drugs or whatever, you're just going to lose weight temporarily until you stop taking the drugs or stop dieting, because your metabolism wants you at your set point. The key is understanding what changes your metabolism and makes you gain weight, because that's the reason why you do. And you can't trick it because it's designed perfectly for all animals. It's perfect. The problem is the environment we live in. We're doing something that's causing our metabolism to go up and to help us gain weight. And once you start looking at metabolism through an evolutionary perspective, as opposed to just science, you start to get answers. And this is what most scientists, even the left, even the low carb scientists, don't get for the most part. They're not looking at why are we eating so much. They're just looking at the body and how it works and why we gain weight. That doesn't tell you why you gain weight. That tells you how your body operates. That doesn't answer the question. So here's how people try to fool their metabolism. The first way they try to fool their metabolism is by going on a calorie restriction diet, because all these professionals say if you eat less, you'll lose weight. Since they're all indoctrinated into calories in, calories out method of weight loss, they start losing weight when they eat less, and they don't understand their metabolism wants you at 300 pounds if you're 300 pounds. And if you stop eating weight, your metabolism says, hey, there's a famine. I better put the weight back. So it does. It puts environmental pressure on it lowers your energy level and causes you to eat more and rest more, so you can gain weight until food comes back, and then it goes back to the set point that it has for you. So you can't trick it that way. Another way people try to trick their metabolism is with long-term fasting. Same thing. If you do long-term fasting, it's basically the same as calorie restriction. Instead of partial energy restriction, it's total energy restriction. And your body says, uh-oh, there's a famine. How come we're not eating enough? And it'll do the same processes you on. The third way that people try to trick their metabolism, GLP-1 drugs. They try to take Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, whatever, and it reduces their hunger artificially, but their metabolism, they still wants to, you want to be 300 pounds, so you start to drop weight. But what you will also have emergency mechanisms kick in because you'll start to slow down, you get tired, you'll drop weight, and your body's hoping you'll get off these drugs and it'll gain the weight right back. And plus, there's possible side effects and muscle loss involved with that, as opposed to along with calorie restriction and long-term fasting. Also, there's the fourth way is through bariatric surgery. If you get bariatric surgery, you're reducing the size of your stomach, so you either eat less or you eat all the time, and that calorie restriction causes you to drop weight. But like I said, your metabolism is going to come down, and you're going to lose muscle, and you're going to drop weight. But it's forced on you, so it's not good. There's a price to be paid for trying to fool your metabolism or trick your metabolism, because your metabolism is perfect, and this is what they don't understand. The key to losing weight permanently is to lower your metabolism. Your metabolism wants you to be 300 pounds. You have to figure out, how do I get my metabolism to want me to be less than 300 pounds? As far as I know, the best way to do that is a low-carb diet, complete restriction of fructose, especially glucose too, seed oils, get plenty of sun exposure. Don't put any chemicals in your body. Exercise, put on muscle, that tends to do it too. Stay active. That's the way you reduce your set point. Fructose is the main one. It raises it as a survival mechanism. So don't be one of these people that just looks at health through a purely a scientific perspective or science chasing. Because if you chase science, you can be fooled by scientists. Because you can find anything you believe, you can find the science to confirm what you believe. So that's the problem with science. So look at it from an evolutionary perspective, and you can find the answers out like I have. And like I said, I lowered my set point, I've lost weight, and I've kept it off permanently, and I'm not tired, and I have more energy than ever. So don't try to trick your metabolism. All right, thanks for watching, everybody, and have a good night.